Cinematic Dalian shot entering a dark industrial garage with the Porsche Taycan centered. Volumetric light rays cutting through floating dust particles. Glossy reflections spreading across the polished floor. Ultra-realistic lighting with a slow, dramatic reveal in 8K HDR using an anamorphic lens. Followed by a slow push-in macro view of the front grille, as LED matrix headlights activate sequentially with intense light bloom, deep contrast shadows and micro-surface reflections, transitioning into a smooth side tracking motion from front to rear, where environmental reflections glide across the body panels, highlighting aerodynamic curves with natural motion blur. Then shifting into a rear low-angle dolly where the camera rises upward, while the full-width LED taillight glows dynamically through a soft cinematic haze. Continuing into a controlled orbit around the front three-quarter angle, with studio softbox reflections moving fluidly across the glossy paint. Followed by a rear three-quarter orbit emphasizing the wide stance and strong posture with shifting reflections and layered lighting gradients. Then a top-down drone descent revealing perfect symmetry and clean surface reflections. Cutting into a static low-angle frame where a dynamic light sweep travels across the body highlighting edges and contours. Transitioning into an extreme macro glide across the hood and Porsche emblem, showing ultra-fine material detail and light distortion. Followed by a wide garage scene where overhead lights turn on sequentially revealing the full vehicle through volumetric beams. Then moving inside with a close-up push toward the steering wheel, capturing premium leather texture and stitching under soft ambient lighting. Continuing with a smooth pan across the dashboard, where the digital cluster animates with a futuristic glow reflecting on glass surfaces. Followed by a touchscreen interaction, where a hand taps the interface and UI elements respond with smooth, luminous transitions. Then a macro shot of the gear selector moving with mechanical precision in slow motion. Transitioning into a push-start button press, as ignition lighting spreads softly through the cabin. Followed by an interior lighting transition, where darkness gradually fills with ambient LED glow, creating a luxury atmosphere. Then a cinematic rear seating pan shifting focus depth to highlight comfort and material richness. Continuing upward as the panoramic sunroof opens and natural light floods the interior. Followed by a close shot of side mirrors folding automatically with precise mechanical motion. Then the door handle extending and opening smoothly with realistic reflections. Transitioning into a golden hour city drive where the camera tracks the vehicle with a visible driver as skyscraper reflections flow across the body. Followed by a high-speed highway tracking shot with strong motion blur and stable framing capturing wind physics. Then a front tracking sequence at high velocity with subtle camera shake and airflow realism. Followed by an acceleration moment where the camera pulls back rapidly as the vehicle surges forward with dynamic speed ramping. Transitioning into a dirt road drive where dust particles rise and sunlight pierces through while the driver remains visible. Followed by rocky terrain driving, where suspension movement reacts naturally to uneven surfaces. Then a wide desert scene with the vehicle cutting through sand dunes leaving flowing trails behind. Transitioning into a rear highway tracking shot at night with glowing taillights and deep reflections. Followed by a mountain road sequence with smooth curves and elevation shifts captured by a drone follow. Then a slow-motion water splash moment where particles explode outward with ultra-realistic physics. Continuing into an off-road jump where suspension compresses and releases with a dust burst on landing. Followed by an aggressive mud splash shot from the side with particles striking the lens. Transitioning into a night highway speed scene filled with neon light streaks and a futuristic atmosphere. Followed by a rain driving sequence with droplets on the lens and reflections shimmering across wet asphalt with visible tire spray. Then a snow driving moment where tire grip and dispersing snow particles are clearly defined in cold lighting. Followed by a sand drifting scene where the vehicle slides sideways creating wide arcs of sand trails. Transitioning into a clean 360-degree orbit around a stationary vehicle in a studio environment with perfectly balanced lighting. Followed by a front hero composition at sunset with dramatic sky and golden rim light outlining the silhouette. Then a rear hero shot with smoke